what would you do with the rest of their list then?
Well, it's written down. Okay, I've written it down. Now, I don't. All that's for is if they ask me about it. Okay,
Okay.
because I'm not going to ever read that list back to them unless they ask me. Okay. In other words, I'm going to ask them in the next session the same thing I asked them in the first. What do you want to work on? Because I only work with a client in the moment.
Okay.
I don't think about what I'm going to take up next
But
because
they already
people
gave you a
change.
whole list of
Well,
things.
they gave it to me yesterday.
Yeah.
They gave it to me yesterday. This is today.
Well,
Things
I
change.
mean, they could have been having these problems, working with these
They
problems for years.
they
And
could have been,
are you saying
but
that these problems aren't important anymore?
it might not be. In other words, say for example, um, we finished. We went, and then I thought, okay, well, they still got these other things on the list, and so I'm going to bring that up. Well, what if the one thing, the thing that was so important to handle first, once that was handled, a lot of times the other things could be connected to that,
Mm.
or another way of stating that thing we handled, and they're no longer an issue for him
Hmm.
or her, right?
Okay.
That happens many times. And so, but I mean, so I'm just going to ask that question in the moment. What do you want to work on? Now, if the person says, well, I gave you that, can we go over that list that I gave you? Sure. I got it. So I can read it to them, and I can
Mm.
read the other 9 items that are on that list, right? And then sometimes the person goes, they could say, okay, let's do number 4. Fine. We do that. A lot of times the person says, well, you know, that was somehow, the thing we handled yesterday, these aren't really that important to me anymore. Somehow it was the same thing, kind of stated differently or was connected to it. They're not really, I don't really feel the same way. What I'd really like to take up is blah de blah. And that new thing isn't even on the list.
Mm.
You see?
Sure.
So that's what I'm saying. The lists are something they gave me, and I'm not judging any way or the other. I'm just saying that people change, things change moment to moment. And
Mm.
especially when you handle or resolve some issue that's been an issue for them that they haven't looked at ever. And now, who knows what that shakes up.
Mm.
Okay. So that's a very big, that's one thing. So I'm always going to add the same question. What
Mm-hmm.
do you want to work on now? They'll give me what they give me. And then we'll take that one up and go from there.